Welcome back to A Cow's Opinion, where we go over the latest and greatest, and today, the funniest information that is happening in the world of video games. So I hope you guys are enjoying all the content, because today, I have something for you. I don't know how this happened, but it's been reported that hundreds of people have signed a change.org petition to make Starfield a PS5 exclusive. Now, we've all understood that when Microsoft bought Bethesda, that some of the games were not going to be coming out on multi-consoles anymore. And Starfield has been announced as an Xbox exclusive. You can still grab it on your PC, but it's not coming out to any other consoles. It's almost certainly never coming to Nintendo Switch. I love my Nintendo Switch, but I've seen the hour-long deep dive they went through with some friends. We were all amazed and blown away by it, and it's frankly, it's not happening. I don't think you can even stream that to a Switch. Now, as I said, Microsoft owns Bethesda, so it's not surprising that some of the games just aren't coming out on PlayStation. However, someone has set up a change.org petition to compel Bethesda to change minds just months before release and be an exclusive PlayStation 5 title. And I'm not kidding, it's got like 1,000 signatures. We'll look at it for a bit here real quick. Now, as the author of this article clearly states, it's probably a troll or somebody dunking on the entire console wars, as we all should. There's also the really weird, misguided chance, this is super distant third option, it's an actual PlayStation 5 person who thinks that this is going to work. It has no chance. Microsoft owns Bethesda. But let's take a look at this petition. 1,400 people have signed on. I don't know how many actually think this is going to work and how many are just along for the fun ride. I am not signing this, but started by Mr. Benjamin here. For over a decade, Bethesda games have released on PlayStation. They perform better on PlayStation, run better, and sell better. All of that's debatable. Xbox, and specifically Phil Spencer, have no business taking them away. This has to be a troll just from the first paragraph. First, exclusivity not only hurts PlayStation, but the player base. When a major game like Starfield is only available on Xbox, it limits the player count of the game and stifles the amount of players PlayStation has. This means that now Microsoft can charge higher prices because they don't have competition and take players away from Sony. We cannot allow this. While all of that is true, Sony is doing the exact same thing with other games. So that's just the way they're fighting. Second, Xbox and its 12 dedicated players. This has to be a troll. Nobody's actually this dumb. Do not deserve Starfield or any exclusivity. Not only are they arrogant and annoying, but since the showcase, they have been irritating. They keep sharing Starfield news telling us to get an Xbox, like if they didn't complain about Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima or any of the PS titles. Yeah, turnabout's fair play. Xbox fanboys are going to attack the PlayStation fanboys. PlayStation fanboys are going to attack the Xbox fanboys. That's the way they are. Third, exclusivity is not good for Starfield itself. The matter is simple. If it releases on Xbox, it's a bad game. Go look at Redfall or Halo Infinite as examples. If it releases on PlayStation, there's a 90% chance that it's a good game. That's so dumb. I'm looking at stupidity. There's no other way around it. Anyone who says otherwise is deceiving you, and the reason the gaming industry has its low standards today, unless you want to see Starfield fail, you need to have it on PlayStation. The 30 FPS lock is just the tip of the iceberg. Switch the roles here. If the PlayStation had as an exclusive, do you honestly believe that they would allow it to run so poorly on the console? No. They would shame Todd Howard. No, they wouldn't. They've let Bethesda release a lot of poorly performed console stuff onto their things before. Into properly optimizing it. It's not only software related, but hardware as well. While it could run at 60 frames per second on Series X, Microsoft has to allow it to run that poorly thanks to the inferior Series S, which they must keep supporting as the small Xbox player base is known to have very little money for games. This is a troll. This has to be fake. Fourth, I keep getting told they care about quality now. Phil Spencer forced them to delay it for quality. I have news for you. pill dispenser is a pushover. The guy is in charge of Xbox but doesn't care enough to check games before they release. Oh, what? You're going to tell me he checked Redfall and chose to release it that way? He has owned Obsidian and Bethesda for years, and despite the overwhelming demand for a New Vegas sequel or remake, he refuses to do it. He probably went up to Todd trembling like a chihuahua, quietly asking, "Please, Mr. Howard, may we use the Fallout IP with another studio?" and ran with his tail between his legs when told no. He has no spine! Switch the roles here. If PlayStation had bought both of these companies, New Vegas would have been the first. This is a troll. No, this is a troll or somebody's high. For all these reasons, it is important for Bethesda games to remain available on PlayStation. Not only that, but to ensure the high quality of the games, any and all future Bethesda titles should only be PlayStation exclusives. This would ultimately be good for everyone and not just Sony, as they have a history of investing heavily in first-party studios, which means that they buy them up and use them. And it could use its financial resources to make Bethesda games even better while forcing them to actually be good. Additionally, Sony has a strong track record of marketing and promoting its games, which could help Bethesda reach a wider audience and grow the PlayStation player count. Everyone agrees with me on this, and if you don't, look at yourself. That's not how you spell it. The reason AAA games have such low quality because you worship a company who doesn't care about quality of content they publish. Signing this game is just the start. We need to go out and protest at GameStops and Walmarts on Starfield's release date. We need to submit legislation to our local representatives to force Microsoft to comply. Oh, I needed a laugh. We need to go out in mass and stop people from buying copies and launch it. Do you want to get arrested? This is a troll. Even better, go online and report every video you see praising Starfield until we make it exclusive for us and only us. YouTubers like these guys need to all be canceled immediately. Do you want to get these people in trouble? Look, I'm all for... Trolling is fun, but this last paragraph, I would say, crosses the line because you don't need to be... You do not need to be... If these are actual YouTubers... and actually telling people to go do this garbage, you're just going to get them in trouble, and you deserve to get in trouble too, man. There's trolling, and then there's just being a dick. I'm sorry. If you're a true gamer, you assign and support this. I don't need trolls coming here to complain that we actually care about gaming, and I don't care how many of you come to insult me. Cry, cope, seethe, and maud Xbots. But my points are valid and true. I'm signing because I want to leave a comment telling you that you're pathetic and need to get a life. Signed to say, you're so far gone, it'd be laughable if it wasn't so sad. You're pathetic and have no reason for idea of what you're saying. Sony effed up their own catching system, and Bethesda proved that, and Sony still said, not our problem in regards to Skyrim crashing PS3. That's actually true. And it already ran worse. Screw you, delusional, and that's literally just your second sentence. I could easily rip apart every sentence, but that wouldn't matter. You don't believe in fact. Yeah, this has to be a troll. I'm sorry. This has to be a troll. So, yeah, like the author says, it's so daft it has to be a troll, right? Because there's no way anyone's going to spend Starfield's launch date trying to get in touch with local politicians. And I hope not anyway. And some people have signed to dunk on it, knowing that their signature doesn't mean anything. We saw 1,400 people have signed this. It's way too late for console exclusivity to change, like the author just points. And I don't think there's a magic number for Bethesda to just not be owned by Xbox anymore. So just enjoy the console wars. Guys, the console wars continue. This one was actually good for a laugh. Don't do that last stuff unless you're doing it facetiously in mockery. Don't false copyright strike YouTubers. That's how you will get banned. Don't call local politicians. They don't care. And for the love of God, don't waste your Starfield launch day protesting outside of your favorite place to buy video games, because guess what? They don't care. Bethesda is owned by Xbox, and Microsoft's going to decide what does and doesn't get to be multi-platform. If you want more news that makes you smile, feel free to hit that like button, follow us on the channel, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Play more games. Games are awesome, and you deserve awesome.